Hello and welcome to another episode of Culture Express. My name is Urmi and here I take you on fascinating journeys exploring the many facets of Indian culture every week. In today's video, I shall tell you about the special pilgrim site of Srisailam. Why special? Because it has not just a Jyotirlinga temple but also a Shakti Peetha. Srisailam is a small place located on the flat top of the Nallamala Hills in the Kurnool district of Andhra Pradesh. It is also known by the names Siridhan, Srigiri, Sirigiri, Sri Parvata and Srinagam. The celebrated hill is home to many temples, the most famous one being the Mallikarjuna Swami Jyotirlinga temple dedicated to Lord Shiva. There are many legends that offer etymological explanations for the names of the town and its temples. For example, the word Srisailam comes from the legend of Parvata, the son of Shilada Maharishi. The ardent devotee wanted Lord Shiva, all the other gods and goddesses, and the sacred rivers to reside on his body. When Lord Shiva granted his wish, he turned into a mountain called Srisailam, and the Lord lived on his body in his linga form called Sri Parvata Swami. In a different version, we hear of a princess who prayed to Lord Brahma. Pleased with her prayers, Brahma granted her wish to be called Sri thereafter, and the mountain on which she performed penance came to be known as Srisailam. Further, the word Mallikarjuna comes from the combination of the words Mallika and Archita, that is, the offering of Mallika flowers. It comes from the legend of another local princess who would worship the natural Shivlinga on the mountain with Mallika or wild jasmine flowers. The goddess in the temple is called Bhramarambika, and she is one of the 18 Mahashaktis. The words Brahmara meaning bee and Ambika meaning mother comes from yet another legend. Mythology tells us that once the goddess Adi Shakti assumed the form of a bee to slay a demon named Arunasur. Since she slayed him on this hill, her form is called Bhramarambika. As a Shakti Peeth, it is also revered because the goddess Sati's neck fell on this part of the earth. But the most popular myth associated with the Mallikarjuna temple is about Shiva and his family. Once, his sons Ganesh and Kartik got in an argument about who would get married first. To settle the debate, a race was organized. Both the boy gods were asked to run around the universe, and whoever finished the race first would get to marry first. Kartikeya set off immediately on his peacock, but Ganesh chose a smarter way. He made his parents Shiva and Parvati sit down and circle around them 7 times. According to the sacred injunctions, he had technically gone around the universe. Shiva and Parvati were pleased and conceded Ganesha's victory. He was married to 2 Devis and had 2 sons by them. When at long last Kartikeya finally returned, he was aghast to find what had happened. So upset was he that he left Kailash or Shiva's abode and moved south. Despite the best efforts by the rishis, he could not be coaxed to come back. Finally, Parvati, unable to bear separation from her son, set off for the Kroncha mountain. When he heard that his parents were arriving, Kartikeya went away still further to avoid them. Shiva and Parvati decided to keep looking for their son in their Mallikarjuna and Bhramarambika forms on this hill. It is said that Lord Shiva visits Kartikeya on each new moon day and Parvati makes her trips on full moon days. In historical terms too, this temple site is ancient in its origins, but it is very difficult to say by whom and when the temple came to be built. The temple complex was built over many centuries, with kings and patrons repairing, restoring and adding to the property. The earliest references to Srisailam as a sacred site occur in some Satavahana inscriptions from the 2nd century CE. Further, historical evidence of this place is found from various dynasties of the early centuries of the Common Era, such as the Vishnu Kundis, the Kadambas, the Chalukyas, the Kakatiyas and the Reddys. In the medieval period, there were the Vijayanagara and the Maratha rulers patronizing it. For example, the Kakatiya king Prataparudra patronized this temple with generous donations in the 14th century, while the famous Vijayanagara king Krishnadeva Raya had a Rajagopuram built in the 16th century. After some slumberous years during the Mughal and the British rule, the temple was reinstated to its former glory in 1956. This site attracts thousands of devotees each year, not just to the Mallikarjuna Swami temple, but also the many ancillary ones around it. Some of them are the Tripurantakam, the Siddhavatam, the Alampur, the Uma Maheshwaram, the Ileshwaram, the Somashila, the Pushpagiri and the Sangameshwaram temples. The Srisailam temples are not just centers of religion but wonderful examples of sacred Dravidian architecture. With their tall gopurams and exquisite sculptures, they stand as meeting points of faith and form.